Alright, you lot, I'm back with Formula One's stupidest tweets once again. We'll just forget that I didn't do this for France or Austria. I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought I'd missed a couple of gems, really. I thought I'd missed out on a couple of gems of videos, because in France we had Bottas and Vettel, and then obviously in Austria we had both Bottas and Hamilton retiring, and all sorts of shenanigans with strategy calls, and that dude called James who was just getting attacked by everybody. However, it turned out that Silverstone was to provide even stupider candidates. First of all, we had the fact that the race was good, which meant that everyone completely forgotten about the malarkey they were talking about with the entire season being boring just 3 races ago. And it all started on lap 1 when Kimi Raikkonen hit Lewis Hamilton. And I say it that way round because it was categorically Kimi's fault. Hamilton left Raikkonen no room. Callum, and frankly, the way I saw it, Lewis turned into Kimi. I'd really like to see an overhead shot of the racing incident. Jeff May. I literally could have watched that incident in Braille and I still would have known it was Kimi Raikkonen's fault. Now granted, the incident happened because of Kimi Raikkonen, but some people within the Mercedes fandom were taking it a little bit too far. Ferrari had their number 2 driver deliberately take out their nearest competitor so that they can win the title by cheating. Meanwhile, there were absolutely no doubts in Sally's mind. All of this happened because basically after the race, Toto Wolff from Mercedes said that Kimi Raikkonen had either done this deliberately or he was incompetent or something like that. I don't know, I don't listen to Toto Wolff. I zone out because he sounds too much like the Terminator.
Unbelievable.
Now, if you genuinely believe Ferrari deployed Kimi Raikkonen to remove Lewis Hamilton from this race on purpose, then I would like you to remove your tinfoil hat and get a grip of your very existence. The Constructors' Championship literally means more than the Drivers' Championship to the team. There's no way they're going to risk a potential Kimi Raikkonen retirement for potentially taking Lewis Hamilton out of the race. Hamilton might not have even spun. And then what? Raikkonen's out, and Hamilton and Bottas continue to get a double point score for Mercedes, whilst Vettel's the only Ferrari left in the race. It makes no sense. Sort yourselves out. Sky Sports F1's Twitter account didn't exactly help the situation by asking whether Kimi Raikkonen's accident was intentional, but what do you expect? They're a British broadcaster. They're obviously going to pander to the British Hamilton fanboys. It just makes business sense. Now, in the wake of the incident, Kimi Raikkonen was given a 10-second penalty, which obviously contrasts to the very similar accident that Sebastian Vettel had with Valtteri Bottas in France, and Sebastian Vettel was only given a 5-second penalty. Sky and the F1 account asked why the discrepancy, and these were the responses. So what the FIA is saying to the drivers is, guys, you can hit every other driver and only get a 5-second penalty, but if you hit Lewis Hamilton, you'll get a 10-second penalty. Or, potentially the people that make those decisions saw what an utter shitstorm you all caused after France because Vettel's penalty wasn't harsh enough and decided to change it for similar incidents in the future. Because Vettel is the golden boy. Bottas should take him out next race. Fair is fair. Todd, that literally is not how it works at all. Dan offers a similar opinion, but adds, let's face it, the accident shows that Lewis Hamilton is a racer. Last to second place, what a legend. Now that opinion would be all well and good if he'd actually raced anyone. Don't get me wrong, I was actually very impressed by Lewis Hamilton's pace during this one, but I would have genuinely had to put more strain and effort into overtaking a sloth in the middle of the pavement than Lewis Hamilton had to put in to overtaking the midfield. He literally drove past 12 people because the car was too good, and then past all the other front runners based on strategy. The only person he actually overtook properly was his own teammate, really. Waiting and the rest are all Ferrari. He literally gave... Kimi Raikkonen drives for Ferrari and got a worse penalty. This is what the whole argument is about. Is he got a worse penalty? How can you... I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I can't deal with this anymore. In other news, Liam decided to put a bet on Brendan Hartley finishing in the points today. His suspension exploded in free practice 3, which meant that he started at the back through qualifying and then had to start from the pit lane in the race. At what point did you think that was going to be a good idea? One key feature of this Grand Prix was its excellent overtaking and battles throughout, including with Max Verstappen and Kimi Raikkonen, although for some reason a lot of people seem to think this was track extending. 2 of his tyres are literally on the curb. I think he'll get away with it. However, the race didn't really end as planned for Max Verstappen, who had to retire because of a brake-by-wire issue, which caused him to spin into the gravel, etc, etc, which provoked this response from Big Man Paul. The shithead. It's not even a good pun. I don't understand, although I may have pronounced it wrong, I guess.
It's a thief!
Now, there were a couple of major incidents during the race, one of which was a crash between Romain Grosjean and Carlos Sainz at Copse Corner. To be honest with you, in my opinion, it was neither person's fault. It was just a racing incident, and that's what the FIA deemed it to be. However, we're forgetting, of course, that one of the drivers involved was Romain Grosjean, so we all know what the actual reaction was going to be. Typical Grosjean. Terrible. How does Grosjean have a job as a driver when he can't drive? Interesting. Look, I'll be the first to say that Romain Grosjean's had a poor season. He's crashed quite a lot, he's been involved in incidents, and he should have gained a lot more points than he has so far. Personally, I think it's stupid to apportion blame to either of them. Both of them could have backed out. Sainz could have backed out of it. He wasn't that far ahead. Grosjean only crashed into Sainz because of a slight bit of oversteer. Unfortunately, though, we were treated to some horrendous and overused jokes instead. Speaking of horrendous overused jokes, I think it's about time we heard from Guido van der Garde. Marcus Ericsson brought out the first safety car of the race, and it brought about this tweet, which literally makes no sense and still managed to get over 1,000 likes. That's 1,000 people who genuinely think this tweet is funny enough to deserve a like. Ericsson jokes died and were given a burial on the race weekend they occurred. That was a long time ago. At this point, it's genuinely illegal to keep digging this joke out of the grave. Now, after all these safety cars and incidents, Bottas decided to stay out and try and lead the race from the front and take track position, whereas Sebastian Vettel pitted onto new tyres, and then it was his job to try and overtake Valtteri Bottas. Eventually, he did, spoiler alert, and went on to win the race. F1 put out a tweet to do with the race-winning overtake, and people somehow still managed to make it about the lap 1 accident. Wrong move. The winner move was the Raikkonen one over Hamilton. I believe the move you're referring to took place at turn 3 of lap 1 and involved his teammate. No. The move that gave Vettel the lead was KiMi hitting Lewis. Sorry, but the overtake on Bottas did not give Vettel the victory. It was the, again, anti-sportsman conduct from Ferrari to hit the leading car at the start of the race. Now, I'm going to stop you all there. Now, I understand you may not be able to comprehend what I'm about to say, but just stick with me for a second. Lewis Hamilton was not leading the race when he was hit. Just say that again with me. Lewis Hamilton was in 3rd place. He wasn't leading. It didn't give Vettel the lead. Vettel got a good start and was in the lead. You nonsense. He's still a dick who didn't deserve this win given his teammate and team's tactics. It's totally clouded now. Can Seb win anything by himself and not help of some kind? I don't know what you want him to do. He was literally leading the race from a good start anyway. The crash was completely irrelevant to his position at the start of the race. He did that on his own. He won 4 championships on his own without the help of... I give up. I give up. They're not paying me enough to deal with this sort of situation. I'm peacing out. On one final note, I'd like to congratulate Santino Ferrucci on completely ruining the rest of his career and most likely part of his life now. Having battled with his teammate Arjun Maini in one of the F2 races, he decided to hit his teammate on purpose on the slowdown lap, which is obviously in breach of multiple rules within that championship. He then took to Twitter to have a go at the Sky Sports F1 account for bringing it up, and then decided to tell Arjun Maini to stop complaining and crying like he did on the team radio in France. It transpires, however, that young Santino has been allegedly racially abusing his Indian teammate with the help of his rich father during the Silverstone Grand Prix weekend. This has led to him being banned for the next 4 races in F2, most likely dropped by the team that he's racing for in Trident, and judging by his bio on Twitter, he's no longer a Haas F1 reserve driver. I hope you never drive a racing car again, you actual dickhead. And on that note, we're done here. That's the end of your stupidest tweets from the British Grand Prix. I'm going to be making sure this actually comes out after every Grand Prix now. I've just been busy for some reason or another after France and Austria. It's not going to be the case now because I'm literally done for the summer. So if you've enjoyed this video, then of course slap a like on it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you enjoyed it, then make sure to let me know, of course, down in the comment section as well, just so that I know, so I can make sure that it's actually a series. Although, judging off the one I did for Canada, you guys seem to enjoy it, so hopefully it will turn into an actual regular series, and there'll still be some more series coming on this racing channel soon, both on F1 and other games as well. well. And if you want to see more real life stuff, then again, just let me know down in the comments section below. It's been a pleasure though ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.